I don't know exactly what Joy Reid is doing these days. I couldn't tell you since she left. What was it, MSNBC that she was on? CNN. I always get them mixed up. Same. But I'm sure she has a podcast. I'm sure somebody else picked her up. But in this show, this talk show, whatever this is, she has some interesting things to say about a portion of the country that values liberty. Now, when I play this short clip, it's only 20 seconds long. Now, when I play this short clip, you're going to be like, are we for real? But I don't want to burst your bubble here. This says a lot about these types, and you have to pay attention. Let's take a look here, if you don't mind. Let's listen in on what Joy Reid has to say here.
Is that if you go back before the 20th century, there were no income taxes, there were no regulations on business. You could earn as much money as you want, leave 100% of it to your children with no taxes.
Right.
That's the world they want back. And to get it back, they need society to change. They need people to be less modern. They need people to want fewer things.
So, you hear her what she said, and you're probably like, well, wait a minute. What's the big deal? What is she tripping on? She just explained basically folks that are capitalists. And when I define capitalism, I am talking about the private ownership of goods and services and the free and voluntary exchange of those private goods and services. She's angling that as if there is something wrong with you. People that want to return to that are negative, are the baddies. They're the good guys. The folks that don't want the taxes, don't want the regulations, want to be able to give all of their money instead of to the government, to their own families, right? Be self-sufficient, actually value your community, serve your community, which you're able to do when you aren't regulated to death. She just presented that as if there is something wrong with you because you advocate that, because you, as a capitalist, again, this is everybody basically that sits on the economic right. They're trying to present you as if you are an enemy. To them, you are, but you are the bad people. As if something like that is something egregious. You heard that? I will play it one more time. I want you to just listen in because you're probably like, wait, did she just explain people that, again, just value capitalism?
That if you go back before the 20th century, there were no income taxes, there were no regulations on business. You could earn as much money as you want, leave 100% of it to your children with no taxes.
Right.
That's the world they want back. And to get it back, they need society to change. They need people to be less modern. They need people to want fewer things. Is that if you go back...
Again, there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong about wanting to not be regulated, not wanting to be taxed, not wanting to, again, have the government steal your income so that you have nothing to leave for your children in inheritance or whatever. She wants the government to be able to make that decision as they are through various taxations and in various forms, of taxation and regulations. This is why I think that it is strategically a mistake, okay? One of the things that I'll go ahead and say it irritates me about people that are, again, on the economic right is that they get in the way of themselves. What I mean by that is they don't seem to understand what they are up against. And especially in today's day and age, that is a very, I would argue, a radical position to have as far as thinking something is wrong with that basic thing. But it represents a significant portion of the populace. And so here we are on the economic right, getting so caught up in these labels, getting so caught up about, the various strategies, getting so caught up in the egos because people think that they're the ones that folks should listen to. And I'm like, do you not understand there is a significant portion of the population that wants you broke? They want your to control your lives, your children's lives. is it going to, like, can y'all give us just a decade of getting out of each other's way? I'm not asking that you guys love each other. I'm not asking that you guys have to not voice your opinion. No, that stuff is important, right? Especially when it comes to weeding out the good from the bad, I guess, kind of separating that as far as the ideas are concerned, right? Because it doesn't take much. There are people that put on a conservative label, and economically they advocate for socialistic things, right? Sure, you're going to have your gripes, but it's about sort of making sure you understand how you measure your energy that you put into that. And this is why I don't go out of my way to, let's say, spend a significant portion of my time attacking people that are on the economic right. I will hold my tongue in a lot of cases. Some others I won't, right? And I'm going to have my opinions, but I also understand that whether I'm a libertarian, whether you call yourself a conservative or Republican or whatever you call yourself, doesn't matter. They put us all in the same box anyway. And here we are fighting amongst spending a significant amount of time fighting each other while they're getting away with the loot, while they're convincing people that the core of what you believe in private property rights is something that is fundamentally wrong and needs to be eliminated. And any body, groups of people that are successful in engaging with the populace and convincing them of our beliefs and our ideals, you're a problem. You're the baddies, is what they believe. I'm just asking you to prioritize that, man. Like, rank, bro. That's it. It is not worth it. Understand what's at stake. You know what's going on over the past month and how crazy things have gotten. What they label you as, fascist and all these other things, to sit up there and justify or attempt to justify bad things happening to you. That's what we're up against. I just don't feel like, have your arguments. I'm not saying ignore things. I'm not saying don't have an opinion. No, I'm not saying that. Just saying be cognizant. And I'd be weary if you are just an onlooker out there, of anybody that spends most of their time attacking people on the economic right than they do leftists, despite claiming to not be leftist. That's all I'm saying.